Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, The Assorted Bag. So today we'll be looking at something that we all might have got confused at some point in our life. We'll be looking at the two words practice with a C and practice with an S. Can they be used interchangeably or they differ completely in their meaning? So today's lesson is going to answer your questions about how to use these two words. So before moving on, a kind request to all of y'all to please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you turn on the notifications so that you receive them as soon as they are uploaded. Now let's get started with the lesson. So homophones, you might have heard this word quite often. So homophones are used for words that sound similar, or in some cases they might look similar, quite like the use of practice with the C and practice with an S. So you see these two words sound the same and quite, they are very close to looking the same as well, just that practice is used with a C at the first and the second practice is used with an S. But they kind of sound the same. But are their usage the same? We'll look into it. So now, practice with the C is ideally used as a noun, and practice with an S is ideally used as a verb. Now, when it is used as a noun, it is actually referring to an act and not to who is performing the action. And when it is used as a verb, it ideally refers to a person doing something repeatedly or something being done to enhance that particular skill. So, the primary thing that you need to remember or note here is when using practice with a C, we consider it a noun, and when you use practice with an S, we consider it to be a verb. Next, the question arises as to why has this confusion ever reached the minds of people? That is because we differ in the use of American English and British English. So this has led to the confusion between the use of practice with a C and practice with an S. Why so? We shall look into that. Now in American English, there is nothing called as practice with an S. They only have practice with the C. So practice with the C is used as a noun as well as a verb. So this might appear to be quite easy for people who find it difficult to remember the difference. So if you're using American English, you're quite safe and you can use practice with the C both as a noun as well as a verb. But the confusion arises when we use British English, because in British English, we have practice with the C as a noun and practice with an S as a verb. Next, we shall look into some of the examples and identify how these words can be used better in the noun and verb form. So firstly, we shall see practice with the C as a noun. So in this case, what happens is you're referring to something that is being done regularly. So in the case of noun, it is not referring to who is performing the action. It is looking into the act of improving something or a customary habit that is being performed. So for instance, you frame a sentence like, I need some writing practice for my editing task. So here you're making use of the word practice as a noun. Next, we shall look into another example or a very common phrase which we have heard quite often is out of practice. So when you say something like I was out of practice, you're trying to say that you performed badly because you were not prepared quite well. So that is what out of practice phrase actually means. Next, we shall look at the use of practice as a verb. So practice with a C and practice with an S as a verb. So again, as we stated, differs in the case of American English and British English. So when using American English, practice with an S is not there. It is only practice with a C, and we use practice with a C as a verb as well. So an example in American English making use of practice with a C as a verb will be Linda practices her singing skills daily. So you see, practices is the verb here. Note, we haven't used practice with an S, it is practice with a C. Another example will be, he practiced as a doctor for 20 years. This is when you're referring to a job or a occupation of a person who has been in it for a quite long time. So he has been practices that, that kind of a occupation. So you refer it in the verb form. Next, in British English, we make use of practice with an S. So we'll look at an example. Linda practices her singing skills daily. So in this case, we see that the word used is practices with an S. So it has been used as a verb. Again, another example is, he practiced as a doctor for 20 years. This is again referring to the job or occupation, and we made use of practiced as a verb. Next, we have something called as the substitution trick. Now, what is this? So, when we're talking about American English, we are quite certain that we use both the noun and the verb form as practice with the C. But what happens when you use British English? You might tend to get confused whether you should use practice with the C or practice with the S. This is where your substitution trick comes into place. So, what I'll show you next is you can replace the practice word with another word. So you can substitute the word with another word and check if the sentence reads or sounds correct. So if it sounds correct, the use of that particular practice is correct. We'll see this through this particular table here. So you see, we have a tabular columns and rows here which has been listed to make you understand how the substitution trick works. So we have the word, say you take the second row here, and we have the word as practice, that is with the C, used as a noun. So if you want to check if a particular sentence can make use of practice or not, or if the word practice fits into the sentence properly or not, we can use a substitution word here. We can substitute practice here with preparation. So note, practice in this case is being made use of as a noun, and preparation is also a noun. So substituting practice as a noun with another noun and then finding out if the output sentence is correct or not can actually tell you if you're using practice with the C in the correct form or not. So see an example here. So for practice as a noun, we have an example sentence, you need more practice. So here, if you replace it or substitute the word practice with preparation, the sentence with the substituted word is, you need more preparation. So do you think this sentence sounds correct? You need more preparation. So you see, this is a correct sentence. Hence, the sentence, you need more practice, will also be correct. Another word or another example with the use of practice with an S as a verb is, you should practice more. So in case of practice as a verb, we make use of prepare. Prepare is another verb. So we can substitute this verb with practice with an S. So you get, you should prepare more. So when you use the substitution word here, you change you should practice more to you should prepare more. So do you think the word sounds correct? Yes, it does, and the sentence reads accurately. So in this case, again, you should practice more makes sense, and therefore you can use it. Next, we have the final word, the closure of what we have learned in today's lesson. So in short, when using American English, remember that you're safe to use practice with a C both as a noun as well as a verb. And when using British English, remember that you have to be careful because practice with a C is used as a noun and practice with an S is used as a verb. So these are the primary two rules or tips that you should always remember before using practice with a C and practice with an S. So I hope today's lesson has been useful and it has answered all your queries regarding how to frame sentences using practice with C and S. If you have any queries or if you want to share sentences making use of these words, please do so in the comment section, and like the video if you found it informative, and also please subscribe for upcoming videos. I shall meet you in our next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching. Bye.